Coming up on the Warbird Museum here. This is the entrance road. It's pretty nasty little road. Oh well, it's not bad. It's paved, but it's certainly not a super highway. It's World War II aircraft that they use. You can see a couple of them off in the distance there. This must be the entrance. Ah, there's the entrance. There it is, the Australia Warbird Museum. There's the main entrance. Coming up on it. Yeah, let's go in here and see what we can find. First thing you see. Wow. We got some old ones out here. I believe that's an A6 there. Fly off the aircraft carrier. That's off the Nimitz, USS Nimitz. What is this one? That's not a Scorpion. Let's see what we got. That is a T-33. A T usually implies trainer. It's a version of the P-80 Shooting Star. Wow. I think that's an F-86 there, isn't it? MiG killer. The MiG killers were from the Korean War. Yeah, F-86 Sabre. A nice little plane. 20mm cannons there on the front. I think it's 20, maybe it's 50 caliber. There's a Crusader. I'm on the wrong side of the road here, aren't I? What is this thing? Look at this. Is that a starfighter? F-104 starfighter? Look at the tiny wings on that thing. Yeah, F-104 starfighter. I don't know what this is. What the heck is this? A F-9 Cougar. I don't remember that one. Hey, the good old Huey. Bell UH-1, Huey Issaquah, also known as the Huey. 1956. Sikorsky. Rescue planes. Okay, back out here where the aircraft are. What is this guy? That's an A4 Skyhawk. What year was that thing? 1954, huh? A7 Corsair. Marine Corps and Air Force. Carrier-based. Light attack bomber. That's a F-4 Phantom, isn't it? Yeah, McDonnell Douglas F-4S Phantom. It's fast, supersonic. Originally made with no machine guns. And they found out that that was a big mistake. So they added a pod for machine gun. Now that looks like a... I think that one there. Oh, it could be an F-16. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to pause this and get it out. Well, here's a funny looking plane. I've never seen this one before. It actually has a couple of machine guns on the front. It says it's a Fog Magister N451 FM. I don't know what it was. Must be French or something. There's the big mother. What the hell is this plane? I suppose I should watch the viewfinder to see what the heck I'm looking at. It's a very clean lines plane, whatever it is. That's a Saab 32 Lawrence, okay. Made by Saab. Very smooth. Very clean. Not sure what that one is. Oh, look at the little tiny inlets on the jets on that thing. That's trainer. Hey, there we go. Now we're talking. What is this guy? A Beechcraft T-34 Mentor. T-34, the T usually implies trainer. Single engine military trainer, yeah. Huh. There's an old World War II job. That's a Grumman US-2D transport, I guess. Doesn't look like very much. Looks like a variation of the DC-3, a tricycle. Doesn't have a drag wheel. There's the type with the drag wheel in the back. Those tended to flip over forward. That's why they went away from them. Here's the old DC-3 Goonie Bird. Military is called a C-47. That was a really popular plane. After the war, it became the beginning of the airline industry. Neat old plane. The DC-4, the one after that, was 4 engines, and that was the one in the movie High and the Mighty. This here is the Red Ball. There it is. Oops. The Red Ball Express. That's the ones that delivered all the ammunition right after D-Day. They didn't have too many places to land, and so they had to run it all the way from the beaches of Normandy into France. That's I think they call a duck. The heavy wrecker, yeah, that's a duck. Here's the old generators. Little trailer, the pintail hitch. What is this thing here? 1/2 ton weapons carrier. I'm sure a lot of different flavors of trucks, didn't they? Well, that's a serious off-road vehicle. 42, 2.5 ton cargo truck. A 1.5 deuce. That is classic 1.5 deuce. Get a better view of it farther back. Do you have any half tracks here?
Oh, we did. It's out for a parade or something, right?
Oh. What is this? This is a 40 millimeter, huh? A Bofor 4 automatic gun. 40 millimeter, wow. Now that was a trailer. I don't think they pulled that behind a Jeep. That looks too big for a Jeep trailer. There's the old 41 Willys. Horsepower, 54. Wow. 134 cubic inches. We used to have one of those. Sure looks familiar. Yeah, I remember driving around in one of those suckers. Used to put this window goes down, but we used to have it up driving, shooting jackrabbits. We'd stand up while someone drove, and we'd stand up there and shoot jackrabbits while it was moving. We even got to where we could shoot mice on the run. Here's an old fuel tanker. Yeah, that there has got to be an F-16. F-16 Falcon. Let's see if that's what it says. Yeah, F-16 Fighting Falcon. General Dynamics. Yeah, they still use that today. That's been a good plane for a long time. This looks like a 105 howitzer. This is a M105 M101 howitzer. Yeah, 1941. 5,000 pounds, about the same as my trailer. 105 is a good round. When the M1 tanks first came out, they had a 105. And they upgraded the German 120 smoothbore, 120 millimeter. Military vehicles and armament. Is I in here? No. Oh, there's a cruise missile. Jeez. Whoa. I don't have one of those. Sparrow. Oh, yeah. An AMRAAM. Hughes aircraft. The good old Sidewinder. Those were around forever. They'd follow the heat of the exhaust and fly right up the tailpipe. Missile guided on target, thermal energy. It's pretty hard to evade. Pretty hard to turn off your jet engine. There is the old cruise missile. That's smaller than you would think. Maybe it's a Tomahawk. The Phoenix. It's a big missile. I wonder what that one is. Doesn't say anywhere. Hey, look at that motorcycle. World War II well bike. What the heck was that for? Old World War II motorcycle. British. U.S. Army. Harley. Hey, there's a Harley. It's a Harley, original Harley Hog, I guess. Look at that thing. U.S. military M274 truck. It's a half-ton. That's called a mule. Oh, it has a 104 recoilless rifle on it. Is that recoilless? I'll have to read it up. When I get home, I can read all that. Here we go. What is this? This is a 1941 Dodge half-ton 4x4. There's an old Willys Jeep. A Navy Jeep, 45. Whoa, look at this here. That's neat. That's a 2-star general. That's a, let's see, Major General. That's it. 3 stars is Lieutenant General. George Washington was the first Lieutenant General. The second was General Grant. Now everybody's a 3-star general. 41 American Highway telephone trailer. Another 41 Dodge. 51 Dodge. There's the Jeep utility trailer. That's the ones they used to tow behind the Jeeps. Oh, that's a Pintail. I'm too close to these things. I can see now why they use a Hero. It's a much wider lens. Boy, that's a funny one. What is that? That's a 59 M422 Mighty Mite, quarter ton. Never seen one of those before. It's an aircraft tug. Okay, that's for pulling the aircraft around. Heading back out here. Here's that funny looking armored personnel carrier again that I didn't know what it was. It's evidently it was a British armored personnel carrier. Now here, I was on the wrong side. Here's where they got the labels on these armored personnel carriers. It's the M11 3A3. This is the current model in service of the U.S. Army as of 2002. They are converted from the M113A2. I still use these. see what it says about this gigantic. Oh, I guess I saw this. Yeah, okay. I'm heading into, they have a auto show in here, or an auto display anyway. So let's see what they got in the way of autos. Whoa, there's some neat cars. That's an Allred, 1951. With the old gull wing Mercedes. Look, 1886 Benz patented motor wagon. Wow, that's like the first car. Mercedes, I believe, is the one that invented the distributor with spark plugs. Up to then, they just had a glow plug, and you never knew when it was going to fire. Oh, that is really something. This looks like a steam engine. There's the old XKE. Those were neat cars. Oh, and the Ford GT. They won at Le Mans so much they finally banned them as being unfair competition because they won. Chevrolet. That's an inline six. 3 carburetor, triple carburetor, 3 inline six. What year is that? That's early. 54. Inline six, 235, 155 horsepower. My Jeep is more than that. It says single barrel. Oh yeah, they're 1 barrel carburetors. Okay. And an automatic transmission. Wow. Corvettes have come a long ways from this, haven't they? Yeah, it's Power Glide 2-speed automatic transmission. Hey, doesn't that look familiar? That's the same color as my Corvette. My Mustang. Mine's a 66. This is a 65. Yeah, the distributor in the front, definitely Ford. Do they have the little water bag hanging on the side for the... Oh, no water bag for the window sprinklers. There's a hot item.
To do so, crews use a very light spring here that takes very little pressure to compress it.
Is that right? How long ago did you buy it?
A Packard Woody, 1948. Aunt Georgetta had a 1949, but it wasn't a Woody. Steve McQueen's Indian motorcycle, 1930.
Short one, and he purposely leaves it that way. Yeah, he treats it as a driver. Yeah, I drive. It's got
scratches.
Whoa,
Yeah,
that's the old Packard Super 8. Well, that's when Packards were the car.
The way it is right now, it's
Another Packard. Boy, weren't they fancy? Wow.
it is what it is.
It's the old 50s race cars. Oh, this is 66. Midgets. Midget race car. Wow. 6 1 barrels. Super modified, 65. Boy, lots of little race cars. This is what Uncle Mike Branco used to work on these in the pits back in the 60s. Him and Tim. Tim was the driver of the car. Jan and Tim days. 1,000 horsepower in that little thing. My goodness. A sprint car. I believe that it is. That's what Tim used to drive. It was a sprint car. That's what Mike called it. These are weird looking. Wow, look at this guy here. That's no sprint car. Looks like a Formula One. Wow. The V6, 4.2 liter, 450 horsepower. Championship Indy car. Wow, 1996. Last championship Indy car built by an American racer. Built by American racers in California. Packard. Look at the engine on that sucker. It's a flathead. A flathead 6. No, that's a V. So that's a flathead V12. Wow. V12 twin 6, 300 horsepower in 1916. Whoa. Man, they sure got creative, didn't they, to get some power? It's amazing. That's 1916 V12.
That is, or this is?
This Packard here, but 1916 a V12.
There
Man,
were even attempts at V16s.
wow, this thing was 300 horsepower in 1916. They were still riding horses.
Yeah. Whoa.
That's an impressive motor. Flathead. The valves are in the block.
Looks like a almost individual compression release.
Used to have a flathead 8 in my Oldsmobile. The valves in the block limited the size of the pistons because they had to share the space with the valves.
Yep.
You could spend a lot of time looking at these. Car of the month. These old NASCARs. NASCAR specials. This looks like from the movie Dukes of Hazzard. A 69 Chrysler Dodge Charger Daytona. Wow, this one needs a little work. 1957 stock car. 600 wins during its career. Who the heck was that? Well, I think took a punishment. '57 Buick Century convertible. Oh, look at those are the Avanti. Those were neat cars. 83 and 84. There's the old Edsel up there. But John Lynch used to have one of those. That was his car in high school. And after, too. Used to do a lot of cruising in that car. Here's the kind of cars I'd like to have to take to Safeway. Boy, look at that gigantic thing with the wings. It's a Chrysler New Yorker. Now here's a car. Talk about unsafe at any speed. Jesus criminy. This is a BMW, 1957.
Beer garden, we have entertainment.
13 horsepower.
Like I said, I can't do it this year, but that sounds like we just put a driver, they, absolutely.
So I'm going to head back out to the rest of the show. Well, not the door. This is the other side I didn't review too much. It's a Jaguar Mark IV from 51. An Austin Healey, 61. Here's that Ford GT again, 2000. Those were hot cars, boy. Okay, we've seen the. There's the old Browning water-cooled 1917 water-cooled machine gun. And there's all the rifles, World War II. You can't read them, but they showed a variety, didn't they?
Something like 7 hours of our day to accomplish that mission between briefing and debriefing. We'll be marching on target 3. And in they come. First the A7 showing.
Here's a real MASH unit from the Korean War. A little different than the TV series. It's a little one-man pup tent almost. It's got one bed, and that's a chaplain. Jeez. I guess this guy's not doing too well.
Very different.
Well, maybe not. Yeah, there's their field kits. There's the old phones. Medical dressings.
Yeah, that's, it's amazing how people.
This is called the 1940s Link Trainer for training someone to fly an airplane. My goodness. I guess it works. Wow. Get claustrophobia in there. But it has all the functions. Jeez. That's a little sprint car. Midget. There's an ejection seat. Oh, there's... I'm gonna go up the stairs there and check this out. Not sure what aircraft this is. Well, this is an F-18. Well, that's what the ad says. I don't think this is really... No, this is not an F... Oh, it's got... Oh. Lots of panels. Fairly modern. Weapons officer and a pilot. Here's a view of the inside of the where you come in and the little store. So that's the Australia Warbird Museum. This is April 20th, 2018.